Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Journey to Understand the Bible. I'm your host Damien. In our last episode, we had a wild one. It was about the call of Abram and how the Lord asked him to leave his town and he was going to give him a new town and he was going to bless everybody around him and anybody that does anything they shouldn't do, he's going to shouldn't do it back to him, right? And then he ended up going to the him and his wife end up going to Egypt, and apparently in Egypt, guys like him ain't supposed to have a girl like he had, and so he told her to pretend like she was his sister, and that way he could they could both have good lives. He'd have all kind of good trinkets and stuff, and his wife could probably be with a rich guy, and basically that backfired. The Lord was like, "No, you don't give your wife, you don't pimp your wife out like that." And so what happened was the person that married his wife ended up having bad luck or bad karma, and he ended up giving him summoning him back, finding out that I'm not sure how he figured out that it was his wife, but yeah, he found out that it was his wife and or Abram's wife. Sarah was Abram's wife, and told him to take his wife and get up out of his city. And that's how that chapter ended. So now we're going to start with chapter 13. Abram and Lot separate. So Abram left Egypt and traveled north to into the Negev, along with his wife and Lot and all that they owned. Abram was very rich in livestock, silver, and gold. From the Negev, they continued traveling by stages towards Bethel, and they pitched their tents between Bethel and Ai, where they had camped before. This was the same place where Abram had built the altar, and there he worshipped the Lord again. Lot, who was traveling with Abram, had also become very wealthy with flocks of sheep and goats, herds of cattle, and many tents. But the land could not support both Abram and Lot with all their flocks and herds living so close together. So disputes broke out between the herdsmen of Abram and Lot. At that time, Canaanites and Perizzites were also living in the land. Finally, Abram said to Lot, "Let's not allow this conflict to come between us or our herdsmen. After all, we are close relatives. The whole countryside is open to you. Take your choice of any section of the land you want, and we will separate. If you want the land to the left, then I'll take the land to the right. If you prefer the land to the right, I'll go to the left." Lot took a long time. Lot took a long look at the fertile plains of the Jordan Valley in the direction of Zoar. The whole area was well watered everywhere, like the garden of the Lord or the beautiful land of Egypt. This was before the Lord destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah. Lot chose for himself the whole Jordan Valley to the east of them. He went there with his flock and servants and parted company with his uncle Abram. So Abram settled in the land of Canaan, and Lot moved his tent to a place near Sodom and settled among the cities of the plain. But the people of this area were extremely wicked and constantly sinning against the Lord. After Lot gone, the Lord said to Abram, "Look as far as you can see in every direction, north and south, east and west. I am giving all this land as far as you can see to you and your descendants as a permanent possession, and I will give you so many descendants that, like the dust of the earth, they cannot be counted. Go and walk through the land in every direction, for I am giving it to you." So Abram moved his camp to Hebron and settled near the oak grove belonging to Mamre. There he built another altar to the Lord. And that was the end of the chapter. Now, that one, it was kind of short. And it was pretty much basically Abram and Lot. Like it says, they separated. One of them went one direction and one went the other direction. And they basically did it because they were, I guess, their families and their livestock and everything was kind of on top of each other. And it was like, well, you know what, we're family. We can't really, I can't take you out and just take over your land. But I mean, here's your pick a side. You want this end or you want that end, and I go over here and mind my business. You go over there and you mind your business, and we should be happily ever after until, I guess, somebody's grandkids, kids or grandkids or something start some crap, right? I mean, that's pretty much how I'm getting at this chapter. Is they were trying to basically not. They could see there's going to be some conflict eventually, and they probably, and if they lived all these 200 years, they probably done seen how this stuff plays out, and they were both rich, so it's like, I got money, you got money, just go over there and do your thing, I go over here and do my thing, and if you need me, holler, else stay out my way. And that's pretty much how I look at how this episode, or this chapter, what this chapter was all about, is basically how Abram and his or is it his grandson, decided to run conquer their lands or build their land, and that's pretty much it. There's nothing really that stands out in this story. I mean, he says that he was Abram was wealthy, yeah, because he freaking pimped his wife out to the Pharaoh, so, and he got all of this stuff. And he got to keep everything from the last chapter. So I'm pretty sure, yeah, he was wealthy. You got all these donkeys. You got all these slaves. They call them servants. They were slaves. And, yeah, you got all of that. Yeah, you're rich. I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, that's pretty much Genesis 13. I understand it was a short episode. We normally have a little bit more going on. But I don't have really much to say about that one. I mean, that's what it was. Abram and his grandson pretty much went separate ways. All right, well, if you like the episode, like and subscribe. Put a comment in if I missed something, or you feel like that the chapter was I didn't give you the true meaning of the chapter or what you think about the chapter or whatnot. Just say what you got to say, and I'll catch you later. Bye.